Well. So, sim racing, how loud is it? That is the question we're going to ask today. A lot of the time, us sim racers, we race in the evening. How much noise do you reckon you're going to be making? Can you set this up in the living room next to your wife who's enjoying a program? Do you need to be in a soundproofed office? Well, today we're hopefully going to ask those questions. I'm going to be using the game Dirt Rally 2 only because I currently don't have a circuit racing game installed. However, with this, we can test how loud it's going to be using a handbrake, how loud it can be using a H pattern shifter, how loud it can be with a sequential shifter, with the paddles as well. Test anywhere from rally driving to normal road racing, and then you'll be able to sort of get an idea if you need to make sure any of your equipment is not too loud. Okay, and I've figured out how I'm going to do this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to turn my microphone up to the absolute maximum gain that it's got. I'm going to turn this headset off completely. I'm going to disconnect it. Then all we're going to hear, any sound you can hear, is going to be coming from this microphone above my head, because at the moment I've got it turned off completely, because otherwise I'd be double talking. Yeah, we'll just see sort of how much noise all this equipment makes. And so the way we're going to do this, I'm going to jump onto a stage that I do know, because then I can drive to my maximum capabilities, and then you'll get the most out of me using the handbrake, gear shifter, everything at the times that I know when to use it. So then we'll probably get the fairest test in regards to me actually doing it. Okay, so the first level we're going to be doing, Handbrake Station Dirt Rally 2. I'm going to now turn off my microphone, disconnect it from the audio interface, turn off all filters, and then all you're going to hear now is anything jetting out of my microphone above my head. You can probably hear me through here, but... Okay, so all you're going to hear for now is the handbrake and the sequential gearbox that I'm using. Listen to the pedals, that is probably the main thing that makes noise in. So driving in a straight line, obviously with a direct drive wheel, it is not too bad. If you've got a belt driven wheel or gear driven, it's going to be way noisier than this. Now obviously please bear in mind I have had to boost the audio because it is not as loud as it's probably playing through your speakers. However, it is quite noisy to the point that my wife's sitting in the room below me in the living room when I'm upstairs. She can hear me through the floor, let's put it that way. So yeah, sequential, it's a little bit loud but it's not too bad. Next thing. So this is where the fun starts then. We're going to actually be using the H pattern, so every time I want to change gear, I've got to push the clutch down and I'm going to be throwing it in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, up to six. So those of you that are wanting to get into rally, bear in mind you're going to be way louder playing rally games. If you're actually playing a circuit racing game where you're purely on paddles, stuff like that, even sequential, it's not that bad at all, but rally does take obviously a lot more pedal pushing than it does to drive any other sort of sim really. I also want to casually make a point, guys. I'm not driving any slower than I would normally. That was a casual 2:59, which does put me 700th in the world. Yes, not the fastest ever. However, I purely just jumped on playing this just to record this video. So 700th in the world when you're not really going for the leaderboard time, especially on H-Power, which I don't usually drive, wasn't too bad. However, guys, just bear in mind, so it will really depend on the kit and equipment that you've got. I've got the Fanatec V3 pedals with the Fanatec sequential and H-pattern gearbox shifter. It is quite loud, and yeah, I've actually got a bit of an agreement with my neighbour that I don't play it like past midnight on a work night, because if I'm ever playing it like that, it is a bit loud. The wife hears it through the floor, neighbour hears it through the wall. So yeah, just bear that in mind if you are thinking of getting into sim racing. The kit and equipment you've got could be a little bit loud if you're not careful. So the 100%, the most common way of changing gears on any of these wheels you buy is going to be the paddle shifters, because they come with a lot of steering wheels, like nearly 90% of steering wheels I think come purely with paddle shifters. So yeah, have a little listen in and yeah, you might be surprised. So probably to no surprise of you, playing with the paddle shifters is way quieter than it is using an external handbrake or gear shifter. What I would 100% recommend if you are going to play, especially rally games, just be mindful where you're going to be putting this kit and equipment because it can be loud. Now yes, you heard it was either my pedals squeaking or my old man joints because I am 32 today. So possibly it was the pedals, even though I need some WD-40, or the pedals, maybe I'll do both. And yeah, anyway, that is all for today's video. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Really good fun to do that, to be able to come out and sort of see how much noise all this equipment makes. You've got to bear in mind as well, if you have a belt driven wheel or gear driven wheel, it will definitely be louder than a direct drive wheel. It will depend very much on your setup, your kit and equipment, your wheelbase, your pedals, everything is sort of you know, dependent on what you have. But that is my setup, but it does give you sort of a rough idea. If you're going to be playing rally games in the bedroom next to your wife or your children are sleeping, maybe, you know, make sure you get some kit and equipment that is a little bit quieter. Let's put it that way. However, if noise isn't a problem for you and you can slam gears, then, you know, get whatever you want. But that's just like a little insight for you. Anyway guys, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. Really good fun. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.